Hey everyone, it's Ash here. Welcome to Harmony Rising, a sanctuary where peace, presence, and purpose can rise together. I'm Ashley, and with each episode, it's an invitation to slow down, breathe deeper, and come home to yourself. So let's begin. I'm glad you're here. Let's settle into this moment together. Let's choose presence, choosing ourselves. Last week, we talked about 2 reflection prompts, right? We talked about what energy have we been carrying lately and what energy do we want to embody moving forward. Those were our reflection prompts that we were left with last week. Remember, we're going to do 2 reflection prompts every week that we can sit with, meditate on, and really start to understand ourselves at a deeper level. So when I think about what energy I've been carrying lately, for those of you who don't know, I am a fiery Aries, right? And right now is my season. There's a lot that's going to be happening I know we're in Pisces, but there's a lot happening with Aries right now. And sometimes that energy really creates this feisty energy inside of myself, and I've had to recover from this back surgery and sit in this stillness. And so I think that the energy I've been carrying lately is a bit of angst and even maybe a little bit of anger that I've been really just trying to work through and being okay with sitting in this stillness, right? I tell myself constantly, stillness restores me, stillness restores me. And that's my way of really trying to move past this energy that I've been feeling. But when I think about the energy that I'm really looking to embody, it's allowing. Right. I love to call her a mentor. She's someone who has really taught me a lot of things about myself. Her name is Noelle, and I go to her for Reiki. And so I would say she's like my little spiritual leader. But, she always says something that makes me laugh, and she'll say, I'll allow. And it's, I can understand it so deeply. And so when I think about the energy I'm looking to embody moving forward, I think Noelle is onto something, right? It's allowing things to happen. We don't have to be in control of everything, right? We have to weather storms with grace. We have to learn how to be okay in the stillness. And so those were the things that I've really reflected on this past week. And so I hope you also enjoyed your reflection prompts. So let's go ahead and jump into our 3rd episode here today. Today's episode is going to be called The Mind as a Mirror. All right, so the mind as a mirror. And this one is powerful because once you understand the role that your mind plays emotionally, how it impacts your emotional world, your energetic world, and even your healing, you'll understand that everything begins to shift a bit, right? So before we jump in and get started, let's go ahead and breathe together. You notice I do a lot of breathing together, right? If I would have just listened to my mom when I was growing up and counted to 10 and breathed deeply, I probably wouldn't have gotten into a lot of the shit that I did. So much power in our breath. So just inhale gently. Exhale slowly. Letting your body soften into the moment. We're preparing our mental state because these small practices, they can even be implemented during the day if you're feeling overwhelmed. It's just a very small 10, 15 seconds that can bring you back to yourself. All right, so let's dive on in, right? In Everyday Empathy, I wrote that all is mental. If any of you have studied the 7 universal laws of the Hermetic philosophies, you'll also learn, where there is the law of all is mental, right? And so in the empathy element, I talk about how reframing is this intentional process of shifting perspective, right? Not to ignore our feelings, but to be able to understand, to see beyond them, to understand that our feelings are just simply that, they're our feelings, right? And so we really have to intentionally see beyond them to understand mentally what's happening. And in the book, Breaking Patterns and Building Peace, I describe the mind as a transmitter, constantly sending signals that shape our energy, our emotions, and our experience. All of these things come together really to support that all is mental. So when we say that the mind is a mirror, what we really mean here is your mind reflects what you believe. Your mind reflects what you fear. Your mind reflects what you've been taught. Your mind reflects what you've survived. Your mind reflects what you're ready to heal. But here's the truth that most people never learn. You are not the mirror. You are looking into the mirror. Your reality is simply a projection. So this means that your interactions with random strangers who may be rude at Walmart, well, that's not necessarily a projection of your own mental capacity, but more so, it's their projection of their reality that you're experiencing. So the sooner that we understand that the way people behave solely reflects their inner world, we learn not to take things so personally. This immediately enhances our scope of the world. It immediately enhances how we see things. And we start to understand that the role we play is bigger than ourselves, right? And that our world reflects our inner world, right? So how do we integrate that into our day-to-day lives? That's a question we should all reflect on, right? Because our thoughts are not necessarily who we are. Our thoughts don't necessarily have to represent facts. Our thoughts don't mean they're our destiny. They're not tied to that. Our thoughts are just simply reflections, signals, invitations to look deeper. When you're stressed, your thoughts reflect stress. And when you're tired, your thoughts reflect fatigue. And when you're triggered, your thoughts reflect old wounds. When you're grounded, your thoughts reflect clarity. Your mind mirrors your internal state. And when you learn to witness the mirror without judgment, you begin to reclaim your power. Many of us scroll and watch videos on various sites throughout the day, right? Imagine if we treated our thoughts the same way. Like, I don't want to entertain that one today. I don't need to be casting judgment on that person. I shouldn't be body shaming her. I really don't care if they stay together, if they break up. Like we should be able to scroll and observe our thoughts in a way that is healthy for us. And if we treat our mind like that, then we can tune in when we want to, and we can tune out when we want to. Just because you have a thought doesn't mean you have to act on it, right? You learn self-control, the power of the pause, right? We talk about that a lot as well. So let's talk about the difference between reacting and observing a little bit more. See, reacting is automatic. And the reality is it happens probably about 85% of your day is on this automatic, pilot. You're just moving through your day, going through things. I mean, how many times do you pull up to your house and you're like, did I just run that light? Was that light green or was that light red? Like you don't even remember because it's muscle memory. You're just going through the motions, right? So if reacting is automatic and about 85% of what I do is just on that muscle memory, then how do I create a pause to stop and just observe things, right? Because reacting, it's fast, it's emotional, sometimes it's in survival mode. We have to train our brain to pause, to reflect, to observe. Because observing is spacious, it's grounded, it's intentional. It's leadership of ourselves and of life. When you observe your thoughts, you create distance. That distance is needed to know, do I want to travel it? Do I want to entertain it further? Right? Do I like the way that thought made me feel? Do I like the way that thought makes me want to behave? Right? Like, I am an extremely impulsive person. Extremely impulsive. If I want to do something, I do it. And that's just it. And that has gotten me into a lot of stuff over the years. I have learned how to say, hold on, Ash, let's pause. Let's think that through. Not only let's think that through, let's take 3 steps forward and really understand, right? Really understand if this is going to be worth it. There's nothing wrong with creating that distance, because you got to determine if you want to travel it. You need to create choice. You need to create your freedom of that mental, right? This is where reframing becomes possible. This is where the emotional intelligence begins. That's why when I'm helping people and it's like, hey, I seen that you acted out here. Hey, I seen that you had an emotional reaction that created maybe people not feeling comfortable in your presence. Let's talk about that. When we peel back the layers, we find that you've been triggered by something. Maybe that's happened in your past. Maybe the tone someone used when they spoke to you and you didn't realize that you reacted that way. And now I have to coach you to learn how to create that space, how to observe your thought. Because once we can observe that reaction and we can insert a little bit of distance, that's where I can now help coach you to emotional intelligence. That's where I can help create that self-awareness. And then once we establish that, I can help you establish self-regulation. And then we can work into social awareness and relationship management, and we can do all those things. But it starts right there within ourselves with that self-awareness, right? This is where healing can truly take place. And it doesn't have to be in a professional capacity. Maybe you're sick of you feel like you're constantly attracting men who cheat on you. Every man I'm with, they always are cheating on me. There's something there. There's something there that you need to peel back the layers and understand yourself at a deeper level. And I would recommend doing that before you jump into the next relationship. Because this work has to be done on a personal level, and you will benefit from it on all fronts of your life, personally, professionally, no matter what. This is where this intentional thought turns into action. So let's go ahead and let's guide into a simple practice, one that's going to help step out of your thoughts and create that awareness, okay? So this practice is called Name That Thought. Boom, boom, boom. So if you can for me, let's just close your eyes gently. And you know it. We're going to slow down our breath. We're going to let our shoulders soften. Now bring your attention to your mind. I don't want you to control your mind. I just want you to witness it. When a thought appears, don't follow it. Just let it be. Don't judge it. Don't fight it. I want you to just name that thought. I'm thinking about, I'm worrying about, I'm judging, I'm planning, I'm remembering. Each label is going to create a space. Each label is going to soften the grip. Each label is going to remind you that you're the witness. I am the witness, not the storm. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across a wide open sky. Don't chase clouds, right? We don't chase clouds. We don't argue with clouds. We don't try to stop them in their tracks. We simply just let them pass. Now take one more slow, deep breath for me. And whisper to yourself, I am the witness. Because you are. You always have been. You just forgot for a moment. Before we close today, I want to leave you with 2 gentle reflection prompts for the week. What thoughts have been really loud for you lately? And what thoughts feel like old patterns that you're ready to release? What thoughts have been really loud for you lately? And what thoughts feel like old patterns you're ready to release? Let your answers come softly. Let them come honestly. Let them come without pressure. Thank you again for being here with me today. Thank you for choosing awareness. Thank you for choosing presence. As you move through your day, remember this: your mind is a mirror, but you are the one who decides who sees it. Until next time, this is Harmony Rising, and I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for spending time with me today. And if today's episode supported you in any way, grounded you, or helped you reflect, I'd love for you to send this to someone or share this with someone who might need it. Remember, peace is a practice, presence is a choice, and you are always worthy of coming home to yourself, because that's the purpose of it all. Until next time, this is Harmony Rising. Have a good one. Bye, beautiful people.